Hi, I'm Alan on this video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or welcome back to more Jump Dash. It's been like a couple months since I made the whole video, like, hey, I want to start making things that are like me talking about stuff, and I haven't talked about anything. So I wanted to bring up a question that I get a lot on stream, and that has been very prevalent, especially since I beat Deimos, because it's been a very major shift in my mindset from Deimos, and it's been something that I've always like done in a way, but not really been able to express, and it's become much more significant post Deimos, and that is, Aeon, how do you avoid getting nervous? And how do you stay so motivated / how is your mindset so good with extreme demons? Because if you watch my streams, which you should, by the way, I stream both on YouTube and on Twitch pretty much every single day. The thing that a lot of people question is, how do you do it? Because I think mindset and nerves are kind of like intertwined, and it's very easy to practice it and train it and essentially get to a point where you just do not have nerves whatsoever. Obviously, you're going to get some nerves because, well, it's a difficult game and you want to complete levels. But I think that mindset is paramount. And to start off with nerves, I think personally that nerves are a combination of a couple of things. 1, expectation. 2, confidence. And 3, this is going to sound really stupid, but it's care. And what I mean by care is that I think that people care too much about moving on to the next thing. And that's where a lot of nerves come into play. I personally get the most nervous playing easy levels. And it's not because of the fact that the easy levels are the scariest, they're the most nerve-wracking or anything. It's because 9 times out of 10 when I'm playing an easier extreme demon, I just want to move on to the next level, right? I play the easier extreme demons as like a quick, like, cool, dopamine boost. Yes, nice. But in reality, the reason why I get nervous on these levels is because when I get far, I'm like, okay, cool. I need to make this attempt count. This is where I beat the level so I can move on and play a different level. And I think that is the main source of nerves personally, right? When I play a hard level, if you guys haven't noticed in my most recent completions, all the way ever since Deimos pretty much, I haven't like disliked a single level I've been playing, and it's because something with Deimos shut off a part of my brain that cares about how long I take to beat a level. And usually, for me, when I've gotten nervous in the past with levels, it has 99.9% of the time been because I want to move on to the next thing, because I'm kind of just over it, right? I've been playing a level for a while, I've gotten some late fails, whatever, and it just kind of like hits the point where I don't really feel like playing this anymore. I kind of want to play something else, but I also do not want to stop playing the level because, well, obviously I want to beat the level, right? A lot of my motivation to play the game and grind the game is I think it is cool to say I beat this level. But the nerves come into play when I want to say that I beat the level, but I haven't beaten it yet, but I don't want to keep playing the level. You get my thinking, right? So the way that I've essentially like deleted nerves is, 1, I stopped caring about how long a level takes me. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I need to beat this level fast and so on and so forth. And I saw Zoink talk about this on in a video, and he was like, he feels a lot of pressure to beat levels at a certain pace because people have that expectation of you, right? And I think that's the case for a lot of people. A lot of people do feel like they have a certain expectation to meet when it comes to beating levels fast, and I think that amplifies nerves orders of magnitude. When you feel like you need to beat a level within a certain time frame, every single time you get far, you are going to feel nervous because you feel like you have to hit this specific time frame of completing the level. And when you surpass that time frame, say you feel like you need to beat this level within like 5 days, and then you start day 6, every single subsequent far attempt is going to feel significantly worse, and you're going to be significantly more nervous because that expectation of actually beating the level is so much higher because you feel like you should have already beaten the level. I personally experience the sensation that once I hit the point of I should have already beaten this level, that's when it gets really bad. That's when nerves get way worse. That's when performance becomes way worse, and it's because of that expectation, right? So if you remove that expectation, nerves get less. Genius, right? And then confidence is the other bit of it, because it's hard to avoid nerves entirely when you don't feel confident in getting back. And what I mean by this is, For me personally, the reason why I'm so capable of just not caring about dying far in a level is because in my brain, I am fully confident in my ability to be able to get back. Part of the reason why Deimos was so hard for me was the fact that because it was such a massive jump in difficulty for me, confidence of getting back to the ending was much lower than usual. With the levels I'm playing right now, it's very easy to just be confident, like, oh yeah, I know I could get back, right? It's no big deal, right? It's super easy. I've been able to get back. I got there fairly quickly to begin with, like my first time getting there. So it shouldn't be a bad thing, right? It should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy to get back onto the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, wherever I need to get. So the confidence of me being super certain in my ability to get back to the ending within a reasonable time frame makes it so that there really doesn't need to be nerves, if that makes sense, right? Like with a level like Deimos, I really struggled with getting to 56. So my nerves, as soon as I got to 56, skyrocketed because I was like, okay, this is my one shot that I have. I might not get back for a couple more days. And the further I got along in my grind, the more I was able to get back to the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. Those nerves kind of faded, right? And in my completion attempt, the only real time that I ever felt nervous playing the level was when I reached the final duel, and it was because I didn't feel certain that I was going to be able to reach back to the final duel for a few days, maybe a week, 2 weeks, who knows? Because my first duel attempt was a month prior, and in that time I've gotten there 3 more times, and it was a very erratic amount of days in between each time I got there. So there was never a sensation of, I can realistically and reliably get back within X amount of time. So it felt like every attempt that I got to the duel felt very important. But with the earlier parts, I felt like, okay, I can get back to the 70s like once, twice a day, and it's fine. It doesn't really matter. If I don't get it today, I'll get it tomorrow. That kind of mentality. And the mentality of, it doesn't matter if I fail now, because I can get back again in a day, in 2 days, in an hour, in 15 minutes. That's the kind of mindset that you need to unlock to be able to stop caring. Because a lot of the time when people are like, oh, how do you avoid nerves? A lot of the people who are like, oh, you just don't care. But you have to figure out what triggers the idea of not caring. And for me, the not caring part comes from the fact that I'm confident that I will be able to get back. So not caring about how long I take, it doesn't matter if I beat it today or tomorrow or in a week. As well as the idea of, it doesn't matter if I die to 80 now because I'm going to get back to it tomorrow anyway, combines into this almost comfort and relaxation that it doesn't matter anymore. Because I get this question so much. Because I like to think, this is going to be me stroking my ego here for a second. I like to think that I'm one of the people who's the best at feeling contentment with not beating levels fast. Is that because of the fact that I don't care about how long levels take me because I just don't try and stay competitive? I don't grind for list points or anything? Maybe. Who knows? But I think you just need to figure out why you're in such a rush. I think a lot of the time it just boils down to being in a rush. And being in a rush is not a good thing. Because when you are in said rush, you're just going to naturally feel so much more pressure, and it's just going to make the game less fun. I find it that after I've started not caring about how long it takes me, how much I die to the end, all that unnecessary stuff, I've just kind of had more fun playing the game, because the act of actually playing the game itself is still very fun, right? So like take Forbidden Theory, the most recent extreme demon that I beat, I died to the ending 14 times, right? I died past 80% 14 times, and every single time I died, I was like, yeah, that kind of sucks. Wish I could have gotten a little bit further, but, you know, it's fine. I'll get back and I'll do better next time. And that was usually the case. I kept getting far. I had, 10 ending attempts on the last day I played it. And not a single one of them annoyed me in any way, shape, or form. And it was because of the thing that I just talked about me feeling confident that I was just going to be able to get back. It didn't matter if I beat it that day. I would just play again tomorrow and probably get another 10 attempts to the ending, and maybe one of those 10 would have been the lucky break. I was a little bit lucky to beat it on one of the last attempts that I wanted to play anyway. But it's just one of those things that you have to really think about, you know? You have to think about why that pressure is there. I was talking to Brandon Larkin about it because he comes to me occasionally for mindset tips while he was playing the Golden, and he was really frustrated with dying to the first wave over and over again. And the thing that I said to him that kind of made him go you know what, you're right. You are 100% correct, was that I told him, but isn't that part really hard? I know this sounds really dumb, but sometimes you just have to like take a step back and think, maybe this part I'm dying to is just difficult. When the part is hard, the part is hard. You're going to be struggling a little bit regardless. And it's very easy to just like have this realization, this epiphany almost of, wait, yeah, why am I getting annoyed at this? Like, this is just a hard thing. And once you have that realization, it's so easy to just like not ever get frustrated with that thing ever again. At least for me. It's obviously going to be different for every single person ever. But when you're in the process of really grinding something out and you're starting to die to the same few things over and over again, like with me and Deimos when I was dying to 41, 47, just that general region of the level over and over again, my saving grace and the thing that made me genuinely enjoy the level again and not really care was the fact that I knew this was the hardest part of the level. The only thing getting annoyed really did for me was lower my chances of passing it the next time, because every single time you build some form of frustration or pent up negative energy towards a part of the level, you are inevitably going to get worse at it, because the subconscious thought of, I really do not want to die here again, just takes over. Let go of that idea of it matters whether or not I pass it or not. You're just going to get more consistent. I got way more consistent once I started realizing that I don't really care if I pass 47 at this point. As long as I get there enough times, it's going to be okay anyway. I'm going to beat it eventually. I just have to not care and just get there as much as I possibly can. And once I did that, my pass rate went from like 1 in 20 to like 1 in 5. So kind of a snowball effect, right? It snowballs into just getting better at the game as well. I don't know if this video made any sense for anyone other than myself. Leave a comment, whatever you think. This is just a long-winded answer to a question I get asked on stream all the time. So if you have anything to add on to this, please do let me know. These are just the ways that I've wired my brain to just stop getting nervous. Like, obviously, you're still going to feel some sense of nerve. Like, you're not going to have 60 BPM when you're getting to the end of your new hardest or whatever. But it should, generally speaking, make it so that you get less frustrated and less nervous when playing levels, especially below your hardest. At the end of the day, this is a game that you play because you want to have fun. And I think the best way to have fun is to just kind of like remove the idea of feeling pressured for time, feeling pressured for performance, and just play. And if you don't beat it one day, you can beat it the next. And you just have to remove all sense of rush. You have all the time in the world to beat the level. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's just playing a video game for fun. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Watch the streams if you haven't already, and get the plushie if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys later. Leave suggestions for more things you want me to ramble about. I like rambling, if you guys haven't noticed. I don't like just talking shit. So yeah, this is a question I've been asked a lot, and I hope this answers it well enough.